Hello, everyone, and welcome to Round Glass. My name is Amanda, and I am your guide in meditating with your pets. We are coming together today, as always, with our pack. We've got Graham, we've got Benny, and Buddy. You can see everybody's already snuggled in and ready for their meditation. We also have Violet across the room, as always. We are coming to you from our home in Northern California and Nevada City. And we're curious who's meditating here with us today. Let us know in the chat. We always like to connect, especially when we first get started together. So as always, we have a theme each week. And today in this conversation, in this session, we're going to explore finding balance with our pets, finding balance in our life. So the word balance, what is that anyway? I think it's something that all of us are familiar with. All of us know that it's something to achieve, something to strive for, something that will maintain wellness in our lives and keep us in a good state of health, physically, mentally, emotionally. We have a good gauge too, most of us, for knowing when we are in a state of balance versus out of balance. We're pretty aware. Life is full of variables that push this, right? All of the doings, the work, family, finances, our health, so many of these areas of our life that we have absolutely no control over, and yet have a huge influence on how we're feeling and if we're maintaining balance or not. And I think most of you can probably find this the same as I do in my life, is that it can even be a bit elusive, right? Balance, it's almost like it's slippery, like it just slides through your fingers when you're not expecting it. You just get to that place in life where you feel like most of the main areas are in a really good state. And then the next thing you know, something happens, something likely out of our control happens, and it has an influence, and then it pushes us out of balance again. And that can really leave us feeling deflated, feeling lost, feeling a lack, because anytime that we lose something, those other energies and emotions can come. It can feel incomplete, like we've lost our wholeness. And just knowing that we allowed that wellness, that balance that we brought in to slip away, even that can become frustrating in and of itself. This whole cycle can be pretty common, especially for someone that's striving to live a conscious life. Can you relate to this? I certainly can in my life. And so when I was thinking about all of this, I really came to realize that what we can aim to do, if there is something to aim towards, rather than trying to achieve this elusive state of being. Instead, recognize that we can see balance from actually a very different perspective. We can recognize that balance isn't about having every area of our life staying in an ideal place. We know it doesn't really work that way anyway. Instead, allow life to be ever-changing. Allow life to be the roller coaster that it is. Lots of ups and downs and twists and turns, kind of moving us through it, yet recognizing that we can be on that ride. We can enjoy the adventure that it brings, while we can simultaneously be watching the ride being ridden. So we really start to cultivate this witness, this observer mindset as we sit somewhat on the sidelines of our life experience, meanwhile being engaged in the experience. So this reality, this feeling of duality, allows us to maintain the balance. And what if we saw that this duality and this maintenance of the witnessing mindset actually is what being in balance is all about? Maybe that's the definition of balance, is to maintain that space of observation, maintain that bit of a distance from life's doings and all the activities and the ups and downs, while we're able to maintain equanimity through it all. And sometimes it just takes some practice, well, really all the time. It just takes some practice, and it is possible for every single one of us to be able to cultivate that mindset more and more. So with this as our guiding light, this state of observation as our guiding light. The only way we can become imbalanced then is when we lose that connection. And as when we get back on the ride and get very involved in all those doings again and lose that state of duality, that state of peacefulness as we observe the experience. And so, it's especially cool about our pets. You've likely noticed this, that they typically live their life from that observer seat. They don't have a big, strong personal agenda of what's going on, except around mealtime. That's a little different. Then they might have a few things to say. But otherwise, they really just like to enjoy the adventure as it comes along, present to what is. So one could say that this is actually the secret to a happy and balanced life. And luckily, as so often we are reminded, meditation gives us a perfect opportunity to cultivate more and more of this awareness, of this witnessing mindset. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what we've come here to practice together. So let's dive into it, shall we? But first, I'd like to ask you a question, just something to think about and share with us if you're willing, if something comes up. What is something that helps you maintain balance in your life? Something uniquely your own, your go-to. And then we'll read through some of those that you write in after meditation. And as always, if any questions or comments or feedback come up, don't hesitate. Share those with us as well. We'd love to hear that. Graham's getting comfortable. He must have heard the cue. So let's go ahead and prepare for our meditation practice. Remembering that every meditation is a chance to reset that perspective that we've been talking about. So here it is, awaiting us. And, we really get that chance to recognize the difference between what matters in life, what is life-giving, and what's just all the melodrama. So in our meditation today and every time, we have a chance to really notice the separation of those two. And boy, can that serve us well. So take a few moments, get comfortable if you're not already in your ideal sitting position for meditation. Just make any adjustments and get yourself into a really relaxed and comfortable space. As I'll often mention, if you're laying down flat all the way, you'll want to prop yourself up a little bit, just so that you're more in a meditation mindset than sleeping. Tuning in with your animals for a moment as well, whether they're real close or they're just somewhere a little bit further away or in the other room, just making sure that they're settled. If they are close to you, as I always do here, as you can see, create a comfortable place for them with their fuzzy blankets and pillows and beds. They love that. And then once you're feeling like that position, that external environment is set, whatever you do to get yourself there, then finding that center place and going ahead and closing your eyes. Allow the arms to relax down in your lap. Allow your shoulders to relax, your facial muscles to relax. Deepening your breath. Always good to do in the beginning of our practice, especially as everyone's getting situated. Maybe need to shake things off a little bit before we're quite ready. And then as we deepen the breath, really feel it coming down into the bottom of the lungs as you extend your belly. Then slowly releasing. Just noticing as you pull in all that fresh, new oxygen. How right there we're invigorating our body, bringing in life force energy. We're waking up all the cells of our being. Each inhale allows you to settle into your space, into your seat. Root into the earth a little more. Each exhale allows you to release any busyness in the mind and melt any tightness or tension in the body. Scanning over your physical body and noticing places of sensation. And just breathe into those spaces. Fill them with your next breath. And slowly let go. As we're settling here, just notice the balance of energy in your body. Imagine that you can feel the weight of the right and the left side being equal. Noticing the tingling of aliveness in your right foot and then your left. In your right hand and then your left. The tingling of aliveness right between the eyebrows at your third eye. The space of unity. A space of balance. Really tuning in to the connection of your mind and your body. Noticing the way that as we direct our thoughts, we direct our attention in this way, we have such a physical influence. We shift our physiology, adjust our subtle intention. This, my friends, is balance. I'd like to introduce to you a mudra. Mudra means a gesture in Sanskrit, the ancient language of India. So you might be familiar with mudras or hand positions. So with your eyes closed, your body very still, just as you are. Just sliding your hands in a way that you can bring your index finger and your thumb touching very gently. Bringing these energy points together can be very helpful for cultivating concentration and focus. Helps us gain stability for our meditation. And this mudra, known as Gyan mudra, by the way. Gyan mudra can also help us to gain insight. So just feeling the fingers touching ever so gently and noticing the way that that shifts the energy slightly. Now you can continue through your practice with your fingers in this position, with this mudra held. Or if for any reason it's uncomfortable or hard to hold, just let go. And anytime we can come back to this position of the hands to help us center again, bring that focus, that clarity. Continue your deep, full, long breaths as we now introduce our mantra for today. Our mantra, as always, is a Sanskrit mantra also. And this today is the universal mantra known as So Hum. So Hum. So Hum means I am that. I am consciousness itself. I am divine. So continue the repetition. So hum silently in the mind, repeating it over and over and over again, using this mantra as an anchor to land your thoughts, to help you stabilize into the practice. From time to time, of course, the mind will wander off to other thoughts. And when it does, just come back again. So hum. If you'd like to say it out loud a few times, feel free. So hum. So hum. And now whispering it. So. So. Now continuing the repetition silently. Again and again, resting back on those sweet words. I am that. So hum. So hum. So hum. Relaxing back into the words, relaxing back into your body again and again. Remember that it's normal for the mind to wander off. Again, when you notice it, no judgment, no worries, just draw it back in. Deepen your breath. Settle into your seat and hear the sweet words of the mantra. So hum. So hum. Let those words fill your mind. So hum. It's in our meditation practice that we become so aware of our thoughts and how this practice helps us to cultivate that witness, the observer mindset, is simply by noticing the thoughts. Noticing that we're having the thoughts. But we, our true essence, are not those thoughts. We are the thinker of the thoughts. Establish yourself again and again as that, the thinker, the witness, the observer. So hum. So hum. Every time we observe mind, we observe where it's wandered off to. We're reminding ourselves yet again that we are simply watching, just being, resting, while the ride happens around us. So hum. So hum. Let the mantra engulf you. Just let the words fill your space, fill your thoughts. So hum. So hum. Now let's deepen our breath again. And as we do this, we can release the repetition of the mantra and just rest now. Rest in the silent space that we've created. The slower thoughts, allowing more space between them. Just rest in those gaps. Allowing your attention to center now into your heart space. Feeling that connection to love, to balanced, whole, unconditional love. Let that warm energy fill your heart. And imagine a light, a beautiful bright light filling the heart space. And as you deepen your breath now, imagine that light growing brighter and brighter, moving beyond your body and illuminating the whole space around you. Allow this bright light to touch onto your animals, to encompass them. If they're near, great. If they're further away, that's fine too. Allow the light to come over them, to surround them. Allow them to feel your warm intention of love and balance, wellness. Lay it over them like a blanket of acceptance for exactly who they are, exactly how they are. And notice the balance within them as they feel this message. this loving energy of acceptance, they too get to just rest in their being. As you deepen with your next breath, draw your attention slowly back into your heart again, sealing with love, with divine friendship, with these amazing beings in our lives. Coming back into our heart. Before we open our eyes and come out of meditation, I'd like to share some words from my teacher and friend, Dr. Deepak Chopra. He would remind us that just as light brightens darkness, discovering inner fulfillment can eliminate any discomfort or disorder. This is truly the key to creating balance and harmony in everything you do. Resting in those words for a moment, absorbing its messages, absorbing the beautiful benefits from this practice, absorbing the love and connection that you share with your pets. Notice the balance that that brings to the deepest levels of our being, to our soul, to our mind and emotions, and to our body. One more deep breath in, long breath out. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Namaste. It's always nice to take a moment when we come out of our practice just to reflect. So just sitting with these thoughts for a moment. Were you able to connect to and hold on to that perspective of being the observer while you meditated? Did you feel it? Was this easy for you, or was it challenging to hold on to? Just noticing, no right or wrong. What about in your animals? Were you able to connect to their experience of balance? You know, it's interesting. The word balance itself can be both a noun and a verb. It's a state of being, something that we are, as well as something that we do. The condition of equal weight distribution, that creates balance from that physical sense, right? So we get to see this in our physical yoga practice, also known as asana, those postures. In the asana practice, we get a chance to experience and strengthen balance in our body, which leads to balance in our mind and in our emotions. That's one of the many benefits of a physical yoga or an asana practice, is that it holds as much value off the mat and the rest of our life as it does on the mat, and all the benefits that you receive from moving your body through these powerful postures. So let's take a moment and let's just look at what brings and cultivates balance in your life. Asana is one of them for me, maybe for some of you. So we see that jogging with my Dalmatian Indy brings balance. Awesome. Definitely. That's a great one. Regular sleep. Oh my gosh. Yes. Cooking for others and long walks in Griffith Park. Oh, I love it. Yes. Nature. There's nothing as fabulous in balancing. And I see that Billy and Rocco are here too. Hi, guys. Hi to Catherine and Charlie in the UK. Thank you for joining us. Here's a question. When I'm feeling out of balance off the cushion, what part of this meditation do you recommend helping me come back to center? Mantra, visualization, affirmation? I would say the breath. The breath is always going to be available to you, easily accessible, easily attainable. Clearly, we're breathing anyway. So it takes just a moment to come into that center point. Take a few deep breaths. Bring it down into the heart space. Literally move outside of the busy mind into the physical heart. There's so much wisdom and knowledge here just in the neurological system and the way it works in the body. So putting our attention there, that lands us right into our heart, brings us right back into balance again. So hopefully those tips help. Thank you guys for sharing so much. And however you find balance in your life, I want you to know that we just wish you much more of it in every way that you can. And we are here to help you create that every weekend and all the spaces in between that you bring these lessons back into your life. So my pack and I, along with the incredible team at Round Glass, want to thank you as always for joining us today. We'll be back again next week, same time and place, and we hope to see you again here. Remember that you can meditate with Round Glass Live every single day. You can join our community and check it out on the app or at round.glass. Until next time, sending lots of love to each of you and your furry friends. Namaste.